Another example is the array of technologies, often referred to collectively as geoengineering, that potentially could help reverse the warming effects of global climate change. One that has gained my personal attention is stratospheric aerosol injection, or SAI, a method of seeding the stratosphere with particles that can help reflect the sun's heat in much the same way that volcanic eruptions do. An SAI program could limit global temperature increases. This process is also relatively inexpensive. The National Research Council estimates that a fully deployed SAI program would cost about $10 billion yearly. On the geopolitical side, the technology's potential to alter weather patterns and benefit certain regions of the world at the expense of other regions could trigger sharp opposition by some nations. I lead an organization full of patriotic men and women who take great risks and put themselves on the front lines in order to keep their fellow Americans safe and secure, and to do what they can to keep this country's security.
What happens to our sky that we start to see the changes? The man-made clouds do trap the warmth, and they increase the humidity. This allows for pests to proliferate, diseases, molds, mildews, funguses, and viruses. None of these experiments have any public oversight nor agricultural oversight. Our drinking water is impacted because the chemicals are now beginning to show up in our drinking water. We found unusual spiking in barium, aluminum, strontium, magnesium, calcium, manganese. Aluminum gets into the root systems of our crop trees, and it looks like the trees are dying of drought. But they're not. What happens is that the root systems can no longer absorb the water and the nutrients needed to survive. So we want to add more particulates to help global warming or to stop climate change. So we're going to have a pea soup up there of chemicals which are going to be detrimental to our health. And so one of the things we need to think about and work for is reducing pollution. It is time that we look at some different solutions that are already here, and it's time that we look at what's happening in the skies and say we don't need to add any more chemicals, we are doing enough. And what these experiments in our skies are doing with atmospheric heating and testing, we don't know.
the impact of solar radiation management, geoengineering. So basically deliberately squirting sulfur dioxide into either the northern hemisphere or the southern hemisphere stratosphere, basically to counterbalance global warming and what the side effects of that would be. If you inject into the northern hemisphere, then you will induce drought in the Sahel. If you inject into the southern hemisphere, you can induce a significant greening of the Sahel, producing more rain over the Sahel. You're actually moving it away from the Amazon and the Nordeste region of Brazil. So you end up with these winners and losers. And of course, that makes the whole geoengineering issue, particularly with solar radiation management, an extremely complex and emotive subject.